Today's Saturday, February 7th, and this is news from the Frunk. Hey everyone, we start today with a couple of news items about China. First of all, news that China has extended its subsidies for electric vehicles. The Chinese government published some information that said that EV subsidies are going to extend through 2020 at least, and that's nearly $9,000 per vehicle. And to further help sales of Model S in China, Tesla has partnered with a company who are going to take the other cars as a trade-in, and Tesla will deduct that value from the Model S. Now, one thing to note, unlike most manufacturers who artificially mark up the cost of cars in China, Tesla, and this is true in every market that they sell, has taken a decision that they will take the US price, they will translate that based on FX, on the foreign currency exchange, and that will be the base price. They will then add to that the costs of shipping and handling to get it into the country. They'll add local taxes, but that's the price that it will sell for. Now that is very unusual, and almost, I can't say it's unique in the industry, but it is very unusual across the automotive industry to do that, and especially in China, where prices, particularly of luxury cars, can be very significantly higher than the prices in Europe and the US. Next up, we have an entry in the interesting uses for a Model S category. There is a movie called Racing Extinction, which is all about the threat to species around the world through man-made pollution and other work. And to highlight that movie, at the United Nations Climate Summit, there was a Model S which has been fitted with a forward-looking infrared camera mounted through the hood of the car, and then a massive projector mounted on the rear of the car, and they were showing infrared images of kids and people and projecting it up onto the walls of the building along with scenes from the film. The car looks quite James Bondish, and certainly the views from inside the car with that huge rack of machinery that they're using to control everything is pretty impressive. So will we ever see a Model S in a James Bond movie? Who knows? Next up, a couple of pieces of news kind of about my car. So I've had my car now for over 2 years. I took delivery on January the 2nd, 2012. And the first is another little competition. So this is the entry in the highest energy consumption per mile category. So I pulled out of the drive the other day and happened to snap a picture of my trip meter to show 3,400 watt hours per mile. So no, that is not me doing massive burnouts or doing repeated 0 to 60 times. I think it was just the fact that I happened to be sat here parked with the AC on, and it was using a lot of power even though it wasn't actually going anywhere. So I got this artificially high reading. It settled down after a couple of minutes when I've been driving. But if anybody else can beat that figure, then there's an email in the note below or add a comment to the video. I'd love to see it, and I'll show it on here. The other thing to report is my range. So after 2 years of ownership and about 16,000 miles, I did a full range charge. It was when I was doing the 0 to 60 tests that I showed in an earlier video, and I'll probably include a link to that up here somewhere. One of the things I was checking was, does the 0 to 60 time vary when you are, say, at a 70% charge versus 100% charge? So I don't normally do 100% charge, so I did that. And lo and behold, when I checked the range meter in the car, my rated range was 267 miles, which equated, and I also checked this, for an ideal range of 303 miles. So I don't know about the rest of you, but for me, over the 2 years that I've owned the car, my range has improved by 1%, which I think is a pretty good result so far. Now, one other thing related to the age of the car. When I got this back in early 2012, there was very little Tesla merchandise available. Since then, we've got T-shirts and mugs and jackets and all kinds of things. When I took my car in for a service fairly recently, they asked me whether I had one of the Tesla owners' hats. I didn't even know there was such a thing. Turns out, I think they've been around probably since May of last year. But the Tesla Drivers Group, TDG, slightly different than the hats you can buy in the Tesla stores, and allegedly only available to Tesla owners. So if you got your car, say, before the middle of 2014, and you do not have a Tesla Drivers Group hat, then I suggest you get in contact with your service center and get your hands on one. They are free to owners. And last but not least, today Tesla just announced the date of its Q4 earnings announcement. So it will be Wednesday, February 11th at 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. So I'll be doing a little follow-up report to that. We'll see what the year-end delivery figures were and whether the bulls or the bears have got it right for Tesla's onward journey. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you again soon.